start off by saying that this class was nothing like I had expected. When I initially think of econ, I think of dry conversations and stuffy concepts. It's safe to say that if Mercy hadn't made this class a requirement, I probably wouldn't have taken it. Social studies has never really been my favorite subject. My parents never talk about politics, and the news is rarely ever on in my house. Because of this, I am oblivious to politics and current events. It's terrible. I know that for my own good, I should start paying attention to these things. And I thought that maybe taking this class, I would at least get that out of it. I knew I'd have to work hard to catch up. Everyone else seemed to be up to date with what was going on in the world, and I seemed completely oblivious. But I knew with a little bit of effort, it would all pay off. But I actually got way more out of the class than I thought I would. Besides the harsh reality of learning my ignorance to personal finance, I actually learned that the class in social studies could be interesting. The class was really upbeat and enthusiastic and entertaining. Everyone was willing to participate and really seemed into our conversations. Little by little, I started to watch the news more and listen to the radio. I even asked my parents a few questions, and they knew a little bit more than I thought they did. It was good that the girls were enthusiastic and always brought current events to class. It helped me to stay up to date with the news, even when I didn't have current events to talk about. I also learned that I wasn't the only one who didn't know everything about economics, which made me feel a little better about myself. Because of the environment that all the students created in the class, I felt comfortable asking questions, which helped a lot. And when it came to the tough topics, we took it at a slow pace, baby steps and explaining them in ways that I could really understand. We tied them to things that were current that I could connect them to, which really helped me remember it in the long run. As it got closer to May 1st and having to make my final college decision, finance played a big role. What I learned in econ helped me to convince my parents to let me go all the way to Chicago for college. We needed to take out student loans in order to allow me to go there, because not only is college expensive, but Loyola is private school. I wasn't going to be able to go to Loyola if I hadn't had talked them into opening a student loan account. So what I learned in econ is the reason why I get to go to the school that I really wanted to go to. I also learned all the downsides to having a credit card. As a little kid, I had always wanted a credit card because I thought that meant being an adult. But after our project on credit, I realized that having a credit card isn't something that I really want right now. I feel that having a debit card is a lot better for me, as I'm not making big purchases and I don't need to build credit. It'll take a while for me to be ready to open a credit card account until I'm pretty much living on my own. Of course, my parents tell me to be careful with money, but I've kind of always taken that as just them being parents. It wasn't until our finance project that I really got to experience what it was like to be on my own financially. Because of this, I'd have to say that my favorite part was our personal finance project. It really opened my eyes up to how much money I spend on Starbucks. I've never really taken into consideration what it takes to run a household. Seeing all the different utilities being paid for really took me by surprise. I guess I'd always known that the cost of living was expensive, but I never saw the statistics. Being on my own in college next year in Chicago will be challenging for me. This summer I plan to work 2 jobs to start saving up money. I'm really going to have to watch what I spend money on, especially since Mom and Dad won't be there to hand me $40 every time I need a haircut. Despite the challenges, I really did enjoy economics. A lot of classes teach you things that you can't really go out and use in everyday life. Economics was not one of those classes. What I learned in this class will be used multiple times every day. So thank you, Mrs. Richter, for teaching me a little bit about adult life.